So we've worked out the mean and the standard deviation for x. We need to do the same for y, and I've already started the process here. I've got the number of terms. I've summed up the y column. I've taken its mean. I've summed up the y squared column, and I've worked out these two other values we need for our square root, for our standard deviation, sorry. So let's start that by square rooting. So SQRT is the square root function, open bracket. And we do the sum of the y squared over n minus the mean squared, close my bracket, 10.98. Let's check that. STDEV.P, because we want the population standard deviation. Select the y column, close my bracket, and there you are, I get the same. So I've calculated those. So I now know my means and standard deviations of x and y. Let's go about finding our correlation coefficient. So in column M, I'm going to put in my labels. So first thing is I work out how many values there are, which hopefully should still be 6. Okay, bracket. Good. And now I need to work out some more numbers. So the first thing I need to do is the sum of x multiplied by the sum of y. Now, the big X in this case is going to be a multiply sign. So equals the sum of x, so on there, times the sum of y. There we go. Now, the next number I need to work out is what I've just calculated, but I then divide it by the number of terms, by n. Okay, so I'm going to go equals, select this value, and divide it by the number of terms there are. There we go. Now what I need to do is actually insert a new column into our table, and this is the value of x multiplied by the value of y. So we're going to take, in this case for the first data point, 7 times by 80. Okay, 560. Well, I want this for all of my data points, so I get the black cursor and double click down and then bring it through. So what I want to do now is take the sum of that new column. So sum of x times y column. Okay, so equals sum, open brackets, move my cursor over here and select all that and close my brackets. There you go, 6,433. Now I need to work out my covariance of x and y. So this is normally shown in the textbook as S with a little x and y below it. And how we work this one out is equals, and you want to open your bracket, and it is this value, sum of that column, minus this one, divided by how many terms there are. There we go. Covariance is 37.39. Now, we're nearly there. We nearly can work out our correlation coefficient, okay, which is called R. Correlation coefficient is equal to the covariance of x and y over the product of their standard deviations. So it is this value divided by, open bracket, standard deviation of x times the standard deviation of y, close bracket. There we go. It's got 0.991. Now we can check that using their version of correlation coefficient. This equals CORR. You see coral is coming out, open bracket. Now I need to show both of my variables. So first I select all of the x, then press comma, and then all of my y. Let's see how they're different colors, and then close my brackets and press equals, and there you go. I've got the right R. I've done all my calculations correctly. So these videos have shown you how to work out the correlation coefficient, as well as giving you all the numbers you're going to need to put down for your workings. In the next video, we'll talk about how to find the equation of the regression line.